My name is Meg Barney. I'm a NorCal TM, and I love online docs. I didn't realize how much I loved it until creating this presentation where I just got to dig into it so much deeper. And I love how easy it is to find what I need when I need it. So I'm going to be sharing this presentation with you with the help of Mr. Matthew Dunbar. Say hello, Matthew.
Good morning, Matthew Dunbar here, SoCal TM. I too have used Marvin Online Docs on site. It's a great resource to have if you're going to meet with any builders, architects, anybody. The ability to bring this information on site with you just makes you look like the professional that you are.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we typically call this online docs. Every time you guys have been in training, you've heard online docs. What Marvin calls it technically is Marvin Online Document Library, or MODL. So if you hear us talk about MODL, online docs, Marvin Online Document Library, it's all the same thing. Okay, so wait, what is MODL? What is Marvin Online Docs? It is a secure electronic library that's your key resource for the most complete product information. Okay, well, what does that mean? It's kind of like a gigantic Google search engine for every document that Marvin creates. So there's bulletins, there's all kinds of stuff. So we're going to go through what you're going to find in online docs. First, you got to get into online docs so that you know what you're even looking at. So how do you get there? You can go online. Okay, so this is web-based. You can do it on any web-enabled device. That's your cell phone, your tablet, your iPad, your laptop, your computer from home. Like, you can get there from anywhere. You can visit and feel free to screenshot this page if anybody needs to screenshot it so you have that link, but it's onlinedocs.marvin.com. So that's the easiest way to get there if you're not sitting at work in front of your computer that has OMS loaded on it. Most of the time, because you are at your desk doing a project and that's when you need this information, you can get there right through OMS. So in the online resources tab at the top of OMS, there's a drop-down menu. So we just have a screenshot here of what it looks like. You just go right down to online docs, and when you click on it, it will open up online docs. It will ask you to input your password, but at least you have the spot where you click. So you can be in OMS doing a project, have a question, need to look something up in the ADM, need to see a part or something, boom, check right into online docs. It takes you straight to it. The other place you can get there is from extra.marvin.com. So there are 3 different avenues for you to check into online docs. So you can do it from anywhere, anytime. Important to remember, you can do this from your cell phone. So if you need to pull up an ADM real quick, you can get there on a job site or in an architect's office, or I don't know, at your kid's soccer game when some builder needs it right away. So you can do this from anywhere. Okay, you do have to log into online docs because it is a secure system, right? So this library is not something that everybody has access to. You have to have access to OMS in order to use online docs. So you would use the exact same information that you use when you log into OMS. Same username and same password. This is something that you got from our MOS admins over at BMD. So if you called inside sales because you can't get into OMS or you can't get into online docs, they're exactly the same password and username. So if for some reason it's locked, or if you're brand new and you need some help getting into online docs and OMS, just call our inside sales team, and any one of the MOS administrators will be able to get you set up, signed up, logged in, all the stuff you need, okay? How it works. All right. In these next few slides, what we're going to cover is navigating the homepage. Marvin Online Docs homepage is kind of like the Google search homepage, but it has a lot more to offer on it. So we need to go through what's on the homepage and how to get through it. We're going to go through conducting multiple searches and using filters. Okay, the more filters, the more narrowed down your search is going to be. It makes everything faster to find what you're looking for, because imagine how many documents you could have from Marvin, like thousands and thousands and thousands of things to look through. So important to use those filters, narrow it down, and get what you want. We're going to go over accessing all of the content and the resources that are available. And then at the end, we'll talk about how you can get additional assistance and training, because we all know that when you sit through one 30-minute presentation about online docs, you're not going to be a complete and total Jedi master. You may actually need a review a few weeks down the road when you're actually trying to use it. So that's okay. We got you covered. So just take as much as you can from this, and then remember that there will be help for you down the road. All right. Marvin's online document homepage. Okay, so this is the biggest thing. When you first log into Online Docs, put your password in, this is what pops up. So take a look at this, get familiar with it. You're going to see it over and over and over. Now, we don't want you to be overwhelmed by so many different things. So we're going to break it down a little bit so it's just easy to comprehend and to narrow down your searches. So we have up here the main search field. Okay, so that's where you're going to type in what you're looking for. Now, as you type something in, let's say you typed in clad, ultimate, casement. As you type that in, it's going to drop down with a drop down menu as it narrows down the search for you, instantly giving you things that you can click on. So you don't even have to type the whole thing in before it gives you help. Then we have this bar here, and there's different things across the menu bar. There's the ADM. These are different resources. That's the architectural detail manual, the parts manual, pricing guidelines, installation instructions, service, and then more is just more. There are helpful links that are in there so you can click on more things. And then each of these little badges, these are resource icons and they're predefined searches. So if you were to click on parts manuals, it would open up only parts manuals. You're not going to be having to search through all the ADMs or the bulletins or owner's manuals. You're only going to be looking in that one resource of parts manuals. So that helps be a major assist for you to narrow things down. So again, search box at the top. This is where you're going to type things in. It's going to self-populate for you because every document that Marvin has made, they tagged through all of these documents, just like Google kind of has tag words or keywords. Same thing they've done through their library. So all of the items, once you start searching, they will pop up. And then you can also refine them because as you start typing, there will be a filter pane that appears at the left of the screen. And we'll get to that in a little bit. We went over the menu bar and how that breaks it down. So if you're looking for specific instructions, you can go straight to one of these resource categories and narrow your search down. So we want to remember when you have this much info to go through, refine, refine, refine. So narrow it down the best you can as quick as you can using the menu bar and then go from there. We also have quick link icons. So these are those quick link buttons, those badges that we love. These are very visual. So if you're in a hurry and you've got a customer sitting in front of you, you got to find it right now. It's very easy just to jump straight to one of those. There's more badges than there are across the menu. So when you have that menu bar, you've got a few options, but if you need to go to something more specific, like you saw something in a bulletin, but you can't remember exactly what it said, or you need a picture from that bulletin, you can jump straight to bulletins and memos and be able to pull that up. Again, once you pull up any of those categories, you're going to get a filter pane on the left-hand side to help narrow things down.
All right.
So what are we searching for?
Sorry about that. So actually now we're just going to get into the finer details of how to do our searches in general. One of my predecessors, she used to say, oh, this is something the kids are great at because they grew up with knowing how to use keywords, key exact phrases in order to kind of narrow down each of the search results. If you were to search for just a generic, if I were to say, well, for example, in here, flush bolt, it's going to search everything that possibly is in the online docs with regards to the word flush and the word bolt. So we're going to come up with 2,000 different options, all of which are going to make it more difficult. So what we need to do is kind of narrow that search down a little bit. And these are kind of some of the suggestions on how to do so. The first example here is using the quotes. If you use quotes around your words, so for example, flush bolt, it will only look for things that say flush bolt also. It won't bring up everything that's just going to say the word flush, because then you're going to start talking about door sills and you're going to get too many options. So if we can narrow it down, we're going to use some of these qualifiers, if you will. The asterisks can be used as basically like a wild card just to kind of help you increase the number of results that you're getting. Capital letters and searching for both words. So again, if you're not using the quotes, you can do like architectural hardware is one of the things that you would say. So again, if you don't put it in quotes or you don't put that extra and or word in there, you're going to get everything that says architectural and everything that says hardware. But I want architectural and hardware. So to make sure that you're going to, again, narrow down the results to make your life easier. There's also the or and or. So or is going to bring up both. So again, that will be more results than just narrowing it down if you said the word and. You can use the word not in order to kind of restrict word designation. Now, the other options that we have available, so those resource icons, you have 18 different little buttons that you can press. You have those options. Those are predefined filters. But then even beyond that, you've got more filters on the left-hand side of the screen as well. Again, just trying to narrow down the results. I started with one result, search results. I got 2,300 something results. I clicked two of the filters on the left-hand side there. It narrowed it down to 12 results. So that made my life so much easier because then I can go through the 12 and just kind of not look at the ones I didn't need. And then we also have advanced searches available as well, which we'll come across coming up here. So this is the screen you're going to be looking at. For example, they were looking up Marvin double hung. You see that there were about 50 results there in the middle. And again, we're talking more about the filters. Everything here is just in order to make things easier for you. On the left-hand side there, so you can use the tags that are there. So right as the arrow is pointing at, you've got your resource category where, again, it narrows it down to that. Well, again, in the middle, you've got your ADM. It says ADM on the left-hand side there. And then there's also, you can search the ADM through the keywords. But then using these tags on the left-hand side are going to go ahead and get you more options. And then right down at the bottom, it'll say show more. When you show more, of course, it's just more research, narrowed down results. And then, of course, always scroll down because there's more options within the options. There is something that is online docs is great. Options. You have all the options. So if you've run out of options, well, then you're doing a great job, and you've probably narrowed it down to like one result. On the top there, it's talking about you can add search terms at the beginning or the end of the resource icon in order to kind of narrow within that department. So if I'm looking in the ADM, but I want the double hungs to show up, that's where you're going to put in that qualifier. And then we've got our advanced search. Now, to be honest with you, if you're using advanced search, you don't need this online docs class. Because all this is just going to be more words that you can use in order to kind of narrow down and see what you're looking for. Again, it talks about all of these words, so you can use all multiple words. I don't believe you have to separate with a comma, but if you just use multiple words, it's going to start narrowing it down. But then at the bottom there, it says add property restrictions. Restrictions are going to be things like you want to narrow it down by date, by year. There's even an option to narrow it down by author. And I'll repeat it again. If you're searching by authors, then you don't need this class because this is a very advanced search procedure. Now, I guess when we get to the advanced search, before that is what am I searching for? What is available? Hey, Meg, do you have a slide on what are we searching for?
I do. I do. Okay, so basically we just showed you how to log in, how to search, what all those buttons are for on that homepage. But now we get down to the meat of it, because this is where it's really important. Why are you in online docs anyway, right? So the reason you go into online docs is because you need to supply information to your builder, your homeowner, or yourself so you can better understand what you're selling. So the best resource for that in online docs would be to go start with the ADM. We talk about ADM so often, but I know you guys have multiple brands that you sell and a lot of vendors to keep up with. So Marvin loves their abbreviations, but ADM, just simple reminder, means the Architectural Detail Manual. So if you are looking in the Architectural Detail Manual, that is where you will find all kinds of glorious information about each individual product that we sell. So you can look at the, Clad Ultimate Casement ADM, and you can look up information about section details. All different kinds of information will be found right there in the ADM. So I'm sure I could do a whole training on ADMs, but we oftentimes inside sales or your TM will say, oh, did you look in the ADM? Well, if you don't know how to get to the ADM, that's a little hard, right? So if you jump into online docs and you search the ADM for the product that you're specifically interested in learning about or finding information on, that's one of the most common things you're going to go to in online docs. And then we jump to parts. So parts is great if you have to reorder a part, if you're trying to understand what part something is, if you need a blowout of the part section of a window or door. So basically, you can find the ADM, parts, pricing and supplemental pricing, also installation information. So we really, really want you, before the order is placed, when you are dealing with the contractor, to send them the installation instructions. So when they sign off on their bid, thank you for your order, here's your installation information. So that way they're prepared ahead of time and can do proper rough opening prep, all that stuff. So where do you gather up the specific installation information for that casement? Jump on in to online docs, click on installation, and you can pull it up right from there. Service information, bulletins and memos, because I know it's so rare, but on extremely rare occasions, you guys don't read the bulletin that Marvin emails you. So if you ever miss one, which is so rare because I know you read every single one twice, you can jump in and see what you missed. It's right there in online docs. Forms, additional training, specific drawings are found here. And then warranties, also super important, especially if any of you have an in-house service department. If you're dealing with warranties from product that's pretty old, sometimes it's hard to find because only the current warranties are listed on marvin.com. So if you need to find an older warranty for a product that's not in our current system, you would look in online docs to pull up those older warranties, see what's covered and what's not. The displays handbook and more is in there. Again, displays are something that you can download a little differently now, but there's access to that in online docs. OMS support, documentation, and bulletins. Okay, so sometimes we update and change OMS, and when that happens, you need to figure out why something changed or what's going on there. There's help for you in online docs for that. Performance certifications, these are super important. You will have architects asking you about SDC ratings on a regular basis, and when they do, and you're like, where do I find that info? Boom, online docs. Okay, so less common in our area is the Storm Plus, Impact Zone, Impact, Coastal Hurricane. So the information on IZ3 and IZ4 products is also in online docs. We use it less frequently here in California, but we still do use these products. So you're going to need the information on them, and that's where you find it, online docs. So also there's recommended links for searching. There's a help and facts section. So why are you going into online docs? A plethora of reasons. There is so much info. That's why we help you narrow down the searches, is because we don't want you looking through every little thing. We want to make it as simple as possible to go straight to the specific thing you're looking for.
Absolutely. And hey, like Meg said before, if you get lost or you forget or you're not able to see this video again, we got you. It's all taken care of. There's extra assistance available right at the very top in the blue that's circled. You can see they've got a video available, and they've also got training slides, which actually takes you directly to a website. And then it's just a matter of scrolling. It takes you through step by step what this program is and why it's available to you. Real world use, I've actually used the ADM on site, on job sites. If you're able to pull up some corner cuts or some measurements, it makes it a real, again, it makes you look like a real professional out there, because you're going to go that one extra step beyond what the next guy may not be doing. And that's going to help you in your journey at getting those sales. So in summation, what is MODL? What is online docs? So hopefully you're all going to be able to take a look at that. It is a resource library. It is not necessarily like Google, but you're doing Google type searches. It's just any of the searches you're going to do is going to be anything related to the Marvin product. How do we get access? Hopefully you took a screenshot of that image that Meg had put up at the beginning. If not, you have access to us, or ask your territory manager. We'll be able to help you out anytime. You're able to navigate the homepage. Let's see here. What content is stored in online docs? Just in the main screen, you've got 18 topics right off the bat. And then you have a plethora of search options that is going to be able to get you into the depth of what this online docs is available. There are, thank you. I've got a question in the side here that also says, can you use online docs for virtual presentations when you're sharing a screen? We can do that. Oh, yeah. And then let's see here. Let's go back to what we were looking here. Accessing the content and resources available. And then, of course, getting any additional assistance and training. There is a button or a key resource there for training. They've got hundreds of presentations available, from PowerPoint presentations to actual virtual online trainings as well. And then also BMD is offering that these classes to you guys as well.
Okay, so now you have online docs, you have all this fabulous information. Before we sign off and say goodbye and let you guys run for the hills, we want to give you a quick update on Precision Building Solutions. So Precision Building Solutions is the company that does BMD's installation for you as a dealer. You have the option to engage with us and save your builder time and money. And part of the services that we offer when it comes to PBS is that they will do the initial job walk and order review, which helps you out as a dealer because they double check to make sure that everything you're ordering is going to work on site. Knowing the product so well helps them help you. So everybody gets to look like a winner in this because they make you look good. Factory trained installers, they are AMA certified master installers. And we also install multiple high-end brands, like they'll install Fleetwood or AG Millworks or whatever it is that you have. We're not going to go down. So we're not going to install vinyl products. That's just like a no-go for us because the installation we do is so high quality, we need the product to at least match the installation. One of the times that you guys will find it's very common for you to be reaching out for a PBS install would be when you have complex installations. So if you have a gigantic mold unit, or you have some scenic doors or something that's maybe a little out of the builder's reach, that's a great opportunity to reach out for PBSI. The other opportunity you would have is if your builder is just on a time crunch and schedule-wise, they're having growing pains. They don't have enough crew to do as much work as they're bringing in because we are seeing major growth for our builders right now that they're struggling to keep up with. As lead times in the industry are changing, sometimes they need a little help, a second set of hands, so oftentimes they'll want to sub something over to BBSI. So just keep in mind that you are there to support your dealer. If you're an installing dealer, PBSI is there to support you in your installs. So, you know, we have your back. That's really what Precision Building Solutions is about. We're here to support you through installation. So let's say you're ready and you're like, okay, I have a big project. We want to make sure we have a bid for installation so we can provide it to the general contractor. There's certain things you're going to have to gather up for us so we can get you accurate information. We need the job site address. We need a PDF, the quote, or the order if you've already submitted the order and now you're looking for install. Sometimes the contractors get a little nervous when they see the installation instructions and they're not sure they can handle it. That's always something you can sub back to us. And then reference information. If there's any extra information about the job site or the product or what's going on there, and site conditions. Will there be scaffolding? Is there a gated access? Do we have to put this on the 4th story of a building? So anything you have, you want to send it on over to your BMD Territory Manager so that we can put together a quote for you. And then,
Hey, hey Meg, I know our precision team is pretty stoked about it, but check out that robot. Those are dope. It's amazing the large expansive glass that they're able to move with that thing safely and in control.
I think it's really cool because, you know, a lot of our contractors are starting to take on bigger jobs and they're growing within the product line as our product line grows. A lot of you know that, you know, the Marvin modern line has very expansive large glass options. And instead of having the builder need to have 6 or 7 guys to lift one thing into position, you know, it's something they could sub to BMD. We have the tools, we have robotics, we have amazing level of experts that are going to get this product in the hole safely without worrying about injuring anyone. And I mean, in addition to that, the safety, like with COVID and all the stuff going on there, we have some pretty intense protocols to make sure that everyone stays safe on the job site and things go smoothly. That's it. You guys survived. You were in and out in under 30 minutes. We appreciate your time. We're all available to you. Reach out to your TM with any online docs questions. We want to help you get used to it and be able to use it so it's available to you, you know, 24/7. Whenever you can't reach a human, you've still got access to the info you need.